Okay guys, so now we will like do the remaining curriculum from like code freeCodeCamp, basic HTML and HTML5. Okay, so we have done until like tables, I think. Okay, or lists also. So lists. Okay, so now we will be like doing the from forms we will start and we will continue and we will finish this particular curriculum from basics HTML and HTML5. So let's do it. Okay, so you know guys that on the very left hand side, if you can see this, so it is like questions where all the questions are in this middle part where we have to edit. Okay, and on the right part our output is like displayed. All the rendering will happen here. Okay, in this, like if something went wrong, it is like a error message and all things will be like shown here in this small box. uh, if suppose you like get stuck in any, so you can like get help. Reset all code means like all the code will be reset to the default and run test cases. And here like if you can see on the bottom left. Okay, so here are the like some hints if you like need them. So and now we will like continue with our section. So create a text field. What is a text field? It is a field in a forms which like let us enter some kind of text. Could be a name, your last name, or any kind of text. Okay, so basically input and the type will be like text. So create input element of type below your list. So this is our list, right? So we have to create what? One input. So how can we create input? We'll just write input and then type equals to inside the double quotes text, because we need text types. Okay, so if you can see now here, you can like type. Okay, it was not here before, right? So this is the basically the input field. So if I like run test cases, so the test cases running tests running. Okay, what's happening? I don't know. Create test class self closing. Okay, text type is right, input is right below. Let me like just reload this way. I think it's not taking like test cases whatever I like. Sometimes like chassis get build up, so we have to like clear those by resetting, or we can like hard reset it also. Input type, right? Now what will we type? Text. Then we will close. Now if you can see our text are visible, we'll try to run it and now it's passed. Okay, I said no, we have to like something hard reset. Now add a placeholder text to a text field. Placeholder means what kind of like input you want from your user. He's not going to like put anything. Okay, we had this thing on the bottom right. So now I can like I am putting anything in here. So what do I want to put? So there will be one like a light color text already will be showing here. So it will be like telling you to like write your email or enter your name, that kind of thing. Okay, so this is called placeholder. It's like beside the, it will be like beside our type. Okay, so this is our type. We need placeholder. So placeholder cat your value for your text will be input to cat your. Okay, so he's telling in question we have to like just placeholder equals to, for like a more you can like this was this examples also. Okay, it's not that difficult. So placeholder and give it a name as input, I think. uh, Input. Okay, so if you can see now in our like this text area, now this default, right? It is like coming up, if you can see it properly, input, right? So this is the basically the, we can write it anything like email or If I write email, so it will be showing email. That means put email, right? Yeah. So now we are done with this. I will try to run it. It's running placeholder. So we had to put this thing actually inside the input. We'll be putting this. We will running this. So basically, it's saying cat photo URL. Put the cat photo URL in this. It's run and we are good to go. Next is create a form. You can see it. Maybe you have like already seen so many forms like government forms, Google form, all forms. So they all have like bunch of inputs, right? Put your like name, email address, phone number, gender, and all that kind of stuff, right? So form is nothing but tag which like create one separate thing. Okay. So let's create one form. So nest the existing input element inside a form. So we have created in a previous a challenge that we have like this. So I will, for now I will just cut it. Okay, and I will create one form. I will close it. Okay, form. So now a form is created for, but if you can see on down there is no like nothing is there. Okay, so I like copy pasted the input. So if you can see now it's inside our form, right? Uh okay, to the action attribute of the form element, to the action element means when action is means in our form we have to submit our data somewhere. So when we like click submit, right, submit button, so that whole form's data will be sent to somewhere on server. So basically what action, right? So currently if we like give our form an action, suppose action I have given, okay, so we need to send our data to this url, okay, url. So we'll be sending our data to this url. So if now like all, since we have a don't have like button right now, so it won't send anywhere. Okay, so it's pass. In upcoming we will like also do that. When like we start css there will be like more, it will be more fun. uh, and the pre bootcamp is like very good in terms of like teaching you all the necessary things. It don't teach you excess things. You have to like search for your own. Now let's add a submit button to our form. So it will add a submit button as the last element of your form. So we only have one thing in our form, right? Currently, that is input. So I also said key we have to like we need a button, right? So this is like button. Type will be submit because we are going to submit this, right? And then form element and give it a name as submit. So name will be submit of for this button. Okay, it's very easy to understand HTML. Now if you can see, if I like click on this, to all the data is like you can see it is like sent it to this URL of the action, right? So basically this is whatever URL or wherever you want to like put your data, you will specify that particular link and you will be like good to go. It is basically collecting your forms data. Use HTML5 to require a field. Require field means like you maybe saw a star sign on like some inputs that it is like mandatory. So if we give input type required, then means you must have to fill. In last video, I just clicked on button and it went to the URL of freeCodeCamp, right? But instead of that, if until I don't write anything in the field, it won't allow us to send that data, because why we will send the empty, right? Empty input. Why we have created it, right? So let's do it. We will make it required. Required is nothing input type. At the end of our input type, we will only write required. Okay. So where is our input type? This is our input placeholder. After the placeholder, we just have to add this keyword. Okay. So as a required. So now if I will try to like submit it, So it is saying, please fill out this field. So when now I fill out, like suppose my name Pawan. So now if I like click on it, so now it will go there. First was what happening? It was directly going, right? So this is the required. Then create a set of radio buttons. Radio button is nothing. It is input. We will change our type of like text to type of uh, what I can say, type of radio button or radio. Okay, so just they are saying this is our this what we have to do. Add a pair of radio button to your form. Each nested into own label. They should have their own label. One should have the option indoor and the other should have the option outdoor. Both should share the name attribute indoor outdoor. So both will have indoor outdoor name. What they mean? A radio button will not be okay. We have to create a radio button. If you can see here, okay, they have created label. Label is nothing. It is like to specify like what kind of content is there. Okay, add a pair of radio button to your form is nested in. They did one should have the option. Okay, so they didn't told us ki where should we put our radio button. So we will like uh, we always submit buttons are always at last, right? So we will like and above that we will write our label. This is like label. Okay, so label opened and we have closed our label. Okay, so this is basically the label. Okay, if inside this we will have going to have our input, two inputs. Let's make it so input. Okay, so what will be the type of input? Can anyone guess? It's obviously going to be radio. Okay, uh, radio, right? So now I did this. I am just like not finishing it. Okay, type equals to, because we have to create like two radio buttons, right? So we have created radio. So now if like you like come to the bottom, can you see these two things? These are the radio buttons. Okay. Okay. So now they are saying us there should be a name attribute. Like there will be ID is like for CSS property ID. Okay. So just for now, just forget it about it. Name is like whatever thing. Okay, whatever like we have written is in indoor. Suppose what kind of thing we want. So first is like indoor, and uh, second was outdoor, right? So these two buttons are, but to when to the browser there should be like name. Okay, what kind of radio button is this? So basically the same name as that. Okay, so indoor name attribute of to create so label element. One should have option of indoor and outdoor. Name attribute of indoor outdoor. So okay, instead of like giving name here, I think they have told us to give here maybe. अच्छा अच्छा no no label radio button ID. Okay, ID will be indoor. Okay, so first ID will be indoor for first. Okay, after that ID for like second one, second input will be outdoor. Okay, ID will be outdoor, sorry, outdoor, and the name will be as given is indoor dash outdoor. Okay, same goes here. It's like helps us like in like making UI more like polish or like style it by using CSS. Okay, ID, not name. I highly recommend to like at least one time everyone should like go from their curriculum. We can like run it. The label element, if each of your two radio buttons elements should be nested in its own label. Okay, so they should have their own label. So basically I will do what, I will create label. Okay, and first label we already created for, so I will just close it for here. So now if we run, so it's running. Okay, so that's the basic thing. So it's like help us to structure it properly. That's what label for me means. It's like oversimplification. Checkbox is nothing, we have to like change input now from radio to like checkbox. First we did text, then radio, now it will be like checkbox. So it's like same. Add to your form a set of three checkboxes. Each checkbox should be nested within its own label. So we will like basically create three labels, then three inputs, and after that we will like give them a name. So above the button we will like, I will just empty some space so like we can see it better. So we have to like create a label, right? This is label. We closed our label, right? So let me just copy this. So now there is like these three labels. First label will going to have input, sorry, input, and type will be, what's the type, checkbox, right? This checkbox. So you don't have to like remember this all stuff. You just have to like go and learn along the way. So we will just basically for now we will just uh, uh, copy this and put our three check boxes, and we will like see what's like basically coming here. If you can come, can you see these check boxes, right? Three check boxes. So that's what it actually do. So now we have to like add it further, furthermore. So add to your form a set of the checkboxes. Each checkbox should be nested within own label. Yeah, they are in. All three elements should share the name attribute of personality. So everyone should have name of called personality. Same goes here. Name equals to, sorry, personality, and for third one also we will going to have name equals to personality. Okay. It is considered best practice to explicitly define the relation between checkbox input and its corresponding label by setting the for attribute on the label element to match the ID. So there is like on in label there is like one attribute called a for, which should be like always be same name as the whatever ID you have given to this input. When like we will do CSS, I will like explain it in more details. Okay, so let's try to run it. Says your checkbox should be given name attribute personality. Okay, checkbox need this name. Let's change it to the checkboxes. Do same for this. Do same for this. This is very like good practice in my sense. From going, your checkbox should be given the name attribute of personality. Checkboxes. Okay, both need, I think. We'll just copy this also. Oof, 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 oof. Okay, paste it, paste it, paste it. Try to run it. We have done it. Okay. I have like seen this particular place, okay, what was going wrong, and I just edited accordingly. Okay. Use the value attribute with the radio button and checkbox. So value is nothing. It is like what kind of data it has. Like you like more make a more sense out of data. Okay. So let's have a quick read. When a form gets submitted, the data is sent to the server and includes entries for the option selected. Input type, radio, and checkbox report their values from the value attribute. So suppose there were like three checkboxes and you choose one of them. So what kind of value was inside it? It was indoor, outdoor, like so that will be sent. So it will be like more specific. That's why we are doing it. Okay, here you have two radio buttons and whatever. Uh, give each of the existing radio and checkbox input value attribute. Do not create any new. Okay, so basically we had our checkboxes, right? So where is our checkboxes? If you can see, it is like very much what I can say, mess. But yeah, we have to work with this. So this is our input, right? So we have to give it what a value. What will be the value of name? Do not create any use the input label text in lowercase as the value input label. So what is input? This was the input. Okay. So in a value here it goes. In outdoor it will be like outdoor for this. Okay. So for this we will again give a value equals to outdoor. If like anyone have like any like problem, you can just comment it out. I will like help you out. Value equals to what is this label calling loving? Okay, cats are very loving. What are you? Which kind of person you are? Cat loving or dog loving? There are like two types of persons. I think some loves cats, some loves dogs. I love both. Uh, Cats are lazy. I think. Let's go on values. So basically, what we are doing, you are thinking why we have to give this much things, right? So we are doing it just because it is a good practices. Always like use for name and this kind of things. Okay, input required before required what we need is one value. Okay, this text doesn't need it. Okay? So if I run it, it passed. Yeah. Check the radio button and the check boxes by default. So there was this thing called required, right? So same there will be some of the like checkbox or radio button are like automatically ticked. Okay, so that is what default. So set the first of your radio button and what called checkbox as a default. So just like required. So this was our first input, right? So in first input I will make it a default. So why I am making it default? If you can see these two buttons now indoor will like get default. Okay, but we have to make it the right. So now if you can see, okay, it's not becoming default. Default. Acha, checked default using checked. We have to like use checked. Checked. Now you can see it is here. So after this was the input. This was the input for our first checkbox value. So we'll do checked. So now if you can see these both are like by default are selected. We have passed the test cases. Let's go to the next one. Next, many elements within a single div element. So div is like a container. It is like very good for like styling purposes. Okay, it's like divide your whole page into like sections, so you can better maintain it. So it is like very highly used also. Okay, so it is like only container, and it is non-semantic. It does not tell what kind of data is inside it. Okay, so let's go create one div. Next things cat loves and top three things cat hate. List all within a single div element. Put your opening div tag above your things cat love element and you closing tag after. Okay, what is they are saying is the next your things cat love and top three things cat hates. List all within a single div. So you have to create a div. Try putting your opening div tag above your things. Where is above your things? Okay, so just we are going to make it. So these things our cat loves, and these are the top things our cat hates, which are like in previously we have already did. So it's now in one div. So we can style this div section separately by giving just div id or some kind of, yeah. So when we run it, so it's worked. There it is like only container. Okay, declare the doc type of an HTML element. Doc type is like nothing but what kind of document it is. There is like a HTML4 doc type. So, but HTML5 is like we are going to currently use. So this is the like doc type. Okay, hyphen doc type HTML. So it is very basically easy. If you are suppose using like VS Code or something. So what you going to do? Just type this later and just hit enter. You will get the default field. Okay, so there is not much. The hyphen and uppercase is important, especially for older browser. Okay, so you don't have to like remember this all stuff. Doc type is the first line of your document. Okay, that's basically what they are trying to say. Add a doc type of HTML top of the blank HTML document and code edit under it. Add opening and closing HTML tags using wrap around and H1 element for hit, including some kind of sticks. So let's create HTML. If you want like you write your HTML tag in small or uppercase, I don't think this matters. So this is like our HTML tag, and but there is also head and body. But currently we are only going to use H1. I think it should recognize some text. Yeah, we will like do freeCodeCamp. Let's try to run it. HTML tag should wrap around one H1 element. So it is our HTML. So sorry for the typo. Now let's run it. Now it's working. So basically it should be into like body type of HTML. Okay. So you can add another level of organization in your HTML. So like head and body. Okay. So title will always be in a head section. Okay. Uh, head. Now it's became head. Okay. After that, all the like necessary data which will like will be shown will be in like body. All the necessary coding is like done in a body. But you all don't forget about like head tag. It is very important. They have like metadata and all stuff. We cover it in like more details later on. Let's try to run it. It's running. We are good to go. Next, yeah, change the color of text. So look, now I think we have in CSS. Okay, so we have completed our. We will like carry on later. So after this I will be like putting videos on like some imported questions on like binary search. After that I will like do two pointer methods. They have like two variations and some questions of them, and one prefix sum and one window sliding window. Tomorrow I will be like doing I think I am like thinking about linked list. I will go through all the linked list questions. I'm only questions, not the like all the details, but yeah, we I will be going through the questions itself. Okay, so because there are so many resources available online, so it is like I don't and there are very good creators out there. So basically, this essence of this channel is practice. So I am focusing on that. So you can like code along with me and do other stuff also. So yeah, see you in the next one.